Hello you legendary people, and welcome back to Myst. I'm your host, the friendly dragon Draco Me, but you can call me Drac. In this episode, I wanted to do a few playthroughs and basically do a 100% achievement run. So I'll be doing all of the achievements from scratch, and I do understand the puzzles a lot better now, so I will be explaining the puzzles a little bit more if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, and we are back in Myst. Don't need to worry about that one. So, we already know the story, we know the puzzles, but I do understand them a lot better now, so... Channelwood, I just need... Okay, so this is the library where we are right now, and then to get to Channelwood, we need to lock onto this one. So we've turned the marker on for the wooden hut, and we have to lock onto that one, and then we go up here. So then we come into the wooden hut, which is this room with the valve thing, whatever that's called, and the PSI thing, whatever that's called. And then we have this safe here. And if we look at the photo, this is the key information that we need. 7, 2, 4. And turn that on. Safecracker, open the safe in the cabin, and voila! That's how you crack the safe. And then, once that's turned on, I'm gonna turn this on, and this tree starts growing in a very random way. Don't ask me why the tree grows like this. And then we can hop in this cage. Wait, hold on. Excuse me. Help. Top of the world, ma. Oops. Help. So, yeah. That's how you get that achievement. Okay, so that's not how you use that. So that will automatically go as high as it can, and I have to come back in here, and it's finished going up, so I'm going to turn this power off completely. Not entirely certain if this is how you're supposed to do it, but it seems to be the only way it works, so this is what we do. And then when it's on the way down, we jump in here. And it does take a little bit of a time to get down here, but we are kind of trapped, so we're just gonna have to wait it out, I guess. Ew. Ugh, that water looks so nasty. I bet this smells delightful. Blech. Okay, and we have the woody world of Channelwood. And we are now in Channelwood. Isn't this place delightful? So, we start here for some reason. There's the windmill that's featured on the cover of the book. So first of all, we're going to run over to the windmill. turn running mode on so that I'm always running because it's quicker and easier and I don't have to hold shift down. So, turn that, and that releases the water so you can hear the water. And then first of all we need to direct it that way. So to read this dial, because I had it back to front at first, that cuts off that pipe, so the water is actually flowing this direction. If that wasn't clear the first time. So it's flowing this way, that's good. It's flowing this way, that's good. And we want to head over to that lift there, and it is directed that direction. Perfect. You can hear it, so you know if you're in the right place or not. And safety first. Gotta close the door. You actually have to close the door, it won't work if you don't. And then, once you're up here, follow the rails. Actually, never mind, that one goes with the rails as well. Very rickety, watch your step. You can't actually fall down, but you know, role playing. And we come to this big square one, we want to head to the middle. Now the thing with Channelwood, it is exactly the same whether you're playing classic mode or not vanilla. If you're playing classic mode or randomized, the puzzle is exactly the same, so there's not really any change in Channelwood at all. Interestingly enough. And then we want to come all the way around the outside, keep going straight ahead through this one. Then we get to this hut, and we're going to head towards the stairs, and then we have to go down the stairs, or the ramp. Don't know why, but this whole spiraling staircase really reminds me of a snake. Speaking of snakes, my little kitten, well, she's middle-aged, I guess, she caught this snake, brought it inside, and I actually managed to catch it again. It was a really sweet little carpet piping thing that wasn't dangerous at all. Didn't even try to fight back, the poor little thing. But she caught it, brought it inside, I managed to catch it and pick it up and put it back outside again, and then she caught it again and brought it back inside again. And I managed to catch it again and put it back outside again, and thankfully it stayed outside this time. But I tell you what, the things that the cats bring in... My cat was not impressed that I took her prey and put it back outside. She's like, I just caught that, what are you doing? And so the second time she was trying to keep it from me a bit more. Dear little thing. And then we come to Sirrus's hut. And somewhere in here will be a red page. And it could be in any of the drawers or on top of the tables. Also, there's a random sink. And then, as we come over here to Achenar's... That is Achenar. Seems like he fancies himself as a bit of a priest or something. And we have the blue page. So the blue page will be here somewhere, and then we have this random device. And boop. I think that's the message we came in on. And then we have this one. Very important. Sure. Then we have this one. Very riveting. And then we have this one. Wait, Sirrus?
I hope I pushed the right button, my dear brother.
And that's how you get he is preparing.
Very interesting device you have here.
You have to find Sirrus's message to his brother.
Important, am I?
I love the mannerisms. They're so different. Like the two brothers are different.
He is preparing.
Preparing for what?
Only one
Who?
page, my dear brother.
Ah, that'll be the plan where they were luring Atrus to Dunny. Take only one page, I imagine. So that's what that's about. That's when they were plotting to trap their father. And the jerks actually used the mother as bait. Shame. Okay. So now that we're finished with Channelwood, we need to get out of here. So going back down again. And then to get out, we come back down the stairs, or the ramp, or the spiral ramp case, whatever you want to call it. And then we need to direct the water this direction. It doesn't matter whether you go that way or this way, because either way, we need to get the water over to that direction. So not that one, because that's where we start and it just goes off into nowhere. But like I said, you can direct it either way around this tree, but you've got to get it over to this thing. And pull this lever, or lever, depending on where you're from and how you say things. And we get a bridge. But before we go over the bridge, we are going to run back over this way. Ignore that one. And now we need to make sure that the water is being directed this direction. You can see that it's pouring out. Then we need to go all the way around. Again, this way, and this way, and mind the frog. Gee, it looks more like a toad. I have no idea if it's a toad or a frog. A toad's more chubby, and frog's more slim. Is that how that works? I have no idea. So then you see that there is another frog, or toad, that's very confused about where it wants to go. But we have pipes here that aren't being filled, so we're going to come over and extend that out, and that connects up, and now we have power, or water, or whatever. Yeah, this is called Channelwood, but it's actually channel water. And this one here just calls the lift down if you've already sent it up. But up we go, and that's Channelwood, pretty much. Nice and easy, quite simple. And voila, back to Myst and the library. And that's how you complete Channelwood. Easy. Channelwood, found a way back from Channelwood. So that's probably the more straightforward world. You can see the picture of the library up there. That's what's displayed in the linking book when you come back again. Alright, next we have... Okay, so turning on the dock. Next we have Stoneship. Which, if you read through all of this, you find out that they were talking about lights on the horizon, which is very important. And we have these constellations. You have the anchor, the eye, the snake, the beetle, the cross, the arrow, the bird, and the leaf. You can take a photo of those if you need. So, we lock onto the dock, and these are the pieces that we need to solve that puzzle. And then the information that we need. This is the more complicated one. So, the Stone Age puzzle is sort of a two-piece puzzle, and it is a bit more complicated. So, we come to the observatory, and if you want, you can turn the lights off and make it darker and easier to see. You don't actually have to do that. But, first of all, we have October 11, 1984 at 10:04 AM. October 11, 1984 at 10:04 AM. And we get the leaf. So the leaf is the first one. And again, when you're playing random, it will be different times. So this is how you work it out basically, but I'm playing in classical for this one, which always stays the same. January 17, 1207 at 5:46 AM. And we get the snake. You can see the snake head and then the body loops around. November 23rd, 9791 at 6:57 PM. So you just add 2 and you get to 18. That's how I work it out. Because it does have to be 24-hour time. And if we plug that in, we get Stargazer. Viewed some detailed constellations. The beetle. Okay. Now we can get out of here. Once we have that information, we can come over here and take a look at these. That's the bird, don't need that. That's the cross, don't need that. The leaf is one of them. Arrow we don't need. The anchor we don't need. The beetle. That's the eye. And then the snake is this one. And there we go. Salvager, raised the sunken ship. That's how you raise the sunken ship. Woohoo! But that then means that we need to go down to the dock yet again. And we can get to Stoneship Age. Okay. This one is both very straightforward and very complicated at the same time. First of all, we're going to pull that all the way to the right and boop the button. And that then drains this lighthouse, in which case we will go all the way down to the very bottom. We need to come to this and empty it. A bit of a waste, but it's fine, it's just seawater, don't worry. Plenty of seawater where that came from. And then make sure you close it. Then we'll do the middle one, which will empty out the two brothers' rooms. But first of all, we're going to go back over to the lighthouse. And we're going to take this key and we're going to put it in that box. And then we're going to take that key and put it in that lock. And now we have the ladder. And if we go up the ladder, we can come to this thing. And when we spinny that thing, I'm going to maximize it. It turns the power on. Now, see how the power has turned on? It also turns the flashing light on. And if you remember from the story, if you've read the story, they do talk about finding flashing lights on the horizon. And then they talk about making the lighthouse flash so that people can find them. And the idea, which is a bit more complicated, is you need to figure out where the lighthouse is, and these numbers will change when it's randomized. So in the classic mode, it's 135. And this is where it really gets complicated. So once you have the power on and you know the number, you can come down here. And about halfway down either side, there's this room here. And as you can see, there is a compass. So north is that one there, and then you have to try and work out where it actually is situated. So the lighthouse in this classic mode is at 135, which lines up with the red arrow. So that's south, red arrow, that one. Beacon, solve the compass puzzle. That's where the lighthouse is, and that's that puzzle. The beacon is done. Also, if we come down to Achenar's room, sure you've seen me mess around with this room before. There are 3 drawers here. And the blue page is in this drawer as well. So it can be in any of these drawers. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or it can be on the bed, but it'll be somewhere in this room. And then if we come over to this side, we go down to Sirrus's room. And he's living in luxury. He's loving it. So the page can be on the desk. You've got drawers that have got poison and drugs and daggers, oh my. The page can be on this bed. And then you've got like 3 more drawers over here. I think the page can be in there, but it's probably not going to be in those. Don't know. But anyway, it'll be in there somewhere. And of course you can get to that room on Sirrus's side as well. But once you have the beacon complete, we just need to unlock this last area. And we come to this final room, which is all lit up and pretty. So cool, fishy. I love it. I'm a huge fan, if you can't tell. I love aquarium aquatic-y things. But anyway, boot this button and we get this book. And we go back to Myst. And that is how you complete the Stoneship age. Stoneship. Found your way back from Stoneship. It's quite straightforward. The only real complicated thing is trying to figure out the translation of where the lighthouse is, but I recommend you just follow the arrows on the compass. Start with that. So next we will take a look at the rocket age, which is whatever this one is, the rocket age. And for this, we need the generator room, which is down there, and we need the rocket. So this is the library, we need this generator room, and then we need the rocket, and we are going to lock onto the rocket, like so. And then what we need from here is how many volts. I went the wrong way. So again, the number of volts will change when you're playing randomized, but at the moment we are doing the classic, so it stays the same. And if we take a look at these books, this is Selenitic, or however you say it. And what you need from this book, which you do have to get the information, is this page here. And that will change if you're on random mode. So, first of all, we need to go down here to the generator. And we need to get this to 59 volts, but not more, because if you go over, you then have to go outside, climb up the poles, and flick the switch on the the electricity poles. But all you need to do is that one, that one, that one, and that one. This is in classic mode. Again, this will change if you're playing random. Perfect. Journeyman Electrician solved the generator power puzzle. So it is basically just a basic math problem, but it's not too hard. So if you get it wrong, you have to climb up. I don't know if you have to do both of them or just one of them, but there is one down here. So if you get it wrong, you climb up there and there's a lever up the top there, and then you have to climb back down, which can be a bit clunky, but it's fine. And then we can get in here. And this is the noisy puzzle, so if you're deaf, good luck playing this game without help. So C, C. Is that too high? Nope. Okay. And then the next one is D sharp. And then F. Is that too high? Nope. And then... is it a C sharp? I forget the final one. Perfect pitch. Solved the piano puzzle in a single try. And that's how you get perfect pitch. which I don't have perfect pitch. Perfect pitch technically is when you can listen to a sound and say whether it's an A or a G or whatever. I don't possess that skill, but I can at least match the note. Alright. And now we are in Selenitic, or Selenitic, or however you say it. It's a very foggy, and occasionally you'll see meteors going over, which is fun. But this is the main puzzle, and to solve the puzzle we have to go up over this bridge to the little foresty area. And we have a blue page. Ooh. And we need to turn this on, because that turns on that microphone, and that's very important. All about sound. So if you have no volume or no sound, or you can't hear, good luck trying to solve any of these puzzles without help. That one's the fire, which you can see down there is all hot and fiery. So we have water, fire, we have a clock. And then from the clock we come down here to the crystals. And there's a red page. We'll turn that one on. And then finally, there's 5 of them in total. We have this one, which is like air, I guess. The sound of air rushing through. And bats. Oh no! So cute. Apparently I like snakes and spiders and bats. I mean, they are cute. Ugh, I was playing with a wolf spider accidentally today. I got my mail out of the mailbox and there was a spider in there, and I was sure that it disappeared, but it hadn't, and so I'm holding on to this letter with a wolf spider on the back of it. Okay, so for this puzzle we need to line up the sound with the speaker, so I think they start pointing in the same direction every time. So that's not so much of a problem, you just need to line it up and make sure you have it fine-tuned so that there's no static. See the static? That's clear, that's the air sound. Crystal's not far away from the crystal. Okay, so you need to get rid of that static. Then the clock is over this way. There we go, got rid of the static. Then we have the fire. Not that one. To come over to here, and it's this one that we can see here. So that's the fire. It's sort of a low, rumbly kind of sound. And finally we have water. If you're wondering what those black bars are, that's just the cables holding the tower up. Not that one, that's the air. So the water is a bit harder to find. It's just above the fire to the right of the fire. So the fire is this one here. You just sort of have to listen for it. It's over in the trees there, but that's the water. And once you have all of these properly tuned in, you click on this button and it tells you the order that you need. So crystal, water, air, fire, clock. And that is what is randomized, the order that you need. The sounds are the same, but the order is what's randomized. And then we run all the way back through this cave. No more bats. It's fine. It's totally safe. See the cables holding up the tower there? All the different satellites that we just tuned in to the different speakers. And after you have all of that sorted out, come over to this. So, crystal. Water. Air. Fire. And then clock. And of course this will change in the randomization, but for classic mode, that's how it's done. Perfect. And once we come into here, we have this great big long trek down into the depths. And we have this submarine rocket thing. Okay, right, now. This one took me a long time to figure it out, but once I did figure it out, it's actually really easy. And again, the classic one has a very specific path to follow, but when you're playing the randomized ones, it's very different. But the principle is still the same. Once you know the secret to the puzzle, it's easy. And this is the one part of Myst that I still kind of have a little bit of a cheat sheet. Literally, the sound indicates which direction you need to go. So it's the same for each world. I think it's only the mechanical world in this one that use it, but the ding is north. You need to go north. Then the chatter sound, like I would call it a spider because it reminds me of Minecraft spiders for some reason, but you can call it a chipmunk chatter or just a squirrel or something, some sort of chattery sound. That means go west. So again, when it's randomized, you just follow the sound and it's actually really easy. Ding means go north. So, we're heading north. And there are some tracks where you actually turn around and face a different direction, but again, all you need to know is the sound. So this one, I call the steam. It sounds like a truck air brakes or like steam escaping from a valve or something. That means go east. East. East again. And the thunk, if you haven't guessed already, means go south. So that's south. South again. I turned the wrong direction. Whatever. Keep going around. Keep getting left and right mixed up when I'm facing north and south. So the chittery sound is west. Whee! This is where you start getting turned around, but again, just follow the sounds and you'll be fine. All you need to memorize is just the sound and the direction. Wait. Southwest. So when you have two sounds, that means two directions. So you've got the thunk, which is south, and the chattery sound, which is west. So we go southwest. Easy. Now we just need to go west. Wrong direction. Chattery west. So chattery and ding means northwest. And the ding and the steam means go northeast. And of course I've turned the wrong direction again. North and east. And now I just need to go north. Whee! So we need to go southeast. Thunk is south and the is east, and that's the end. Perfect. And boop. There we go. This does look cool. Very pretty game, this. Anyway. That is how you complete Selenitic. Selenitic? Selenitic? Yay! Selenitic. Found a way back from Selenitic. Then when we come to the mechanical age, it is a little bit more complicated because it's a two-part series. First of all, we have the library, and we can turn this one on and we can lock onto that. Then we have to go up here. So 240, 221. And again, that information will change when you're playing on random. And then we come to this clock tower and we need to put it on 240. And you should not wind clocks backwards like that, but anyway, 240. Which, if you don't know analog time, Google it, I guess. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 0. Or 60. So then we can turn that one on. And that now shows up at the board up there. But we need... We need 221 on this, so if we pull this lever, it operates the bottom 2 cogs. If we pull this lever, it operates the top 2 cogs. So you want the bottom one to be the number that you need, so we need 221, so that's in the right place. And then we want the top one to be over on this side, so 2 is there. And then we're going to hold this button down. And then it just switches to doing the middle one. And we get to where we need to be. Can opener. Solve the gear puzzle inside of the clock tower. And that lets you know that the mechanical age one is now open. And we have the mechanical age. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, and we have a puzzle here, which, again, you can memorize the answers to it, but for the sake of this tutorial thing, I will show you where to go to get it. First of all, we have this room down here, which is Achenar's room, and it's full of all sorts of interesting devices and whatnot. And we have this little spinny thing. Snake! Already been bitten by a snake, my friend. So, to really explain how this works, this is the whole tower. We came in from this direction, so we are currently facing south. Like as in the whole thing is facing south. This one on the left side is the power, so it won't work without that. And then this one rotates it. And it goes anti-clockwise. Or counterclockwise if you prefer. So that's good to know, and also depending on how much power you give it, it depends how fast it goes. But again, south. South is the Thunk. East is the Steam, or whatever you want to call that. North is the Ding. And west is the Chatter. So that's the main thing we need to know. That just sort of helps you visualize what's going to happen. And in here we have some kind of torture room with a head in it. I'm guessing he's one of the inhabitants from Channelwood. We have the blue page. And that turns on a whole lot of electricity in this thing, but I won't do that because flashing lights and all that. Then on the other side we have Sirrus's room, and he has all these fancy gems and things. And the bird. Whatever that's about. But in his chessboard is a button, and we can get into this room where there's just this random letter from Achenar. Sirrus, your greed sickens me. Your desire for wealth and plunder is never satisfied. I will instruct my subjects not to pay your new tax, and you know they will listen to me. Regards, Achenar. Very fancy writing. And we have a red page. So the red page should be in there somewhere. And we have like this random spyglass and fancy paintings and all that stuff. Now, coming into this bit, first of all we need to go down. Okay, that's all we need to do down here. And boop. And now we have this. Going up. When you get to the top, you press the middle button and you run outside real quick. And then you get trapped here. Ha ha ha. And again, power, rotate, don't need to do it for long. Okay, we are now facing east. And if we go down here now, so again, south is the entrance and exit. We're currently facing east, which will take us to part of the puzzle. I think this is the final two pieces. So it is kind of back to front, but what are you going to do? Voila. Spiky sun in a half circle. There's a lot of going backwards and forwards in this one. And now we're looking for the ding to head north, and that'll be the first two pieces of the puzzle. Turn it on full, turn that to rotate for a second. There we go, we're now going north. And we have the first two, and a very nice view of the ocean and the dark skies beyond. You can actually see out the window. Not in the direction that we're facing, but you can see out the window. And finally, we have west. Okay, and now we're facing west, just to show you. which, if we look out here, leads to a whole lot of nothing. Yeah. Pretty ocean though. Make a really cool diving board. But even though there's a whole lot of nothing there, we do have this. It's Bob! Found the skeleton in the mechanical age. So I guess you have to approach it from this side to get the achievement, but you get the idea. We found Bob. That's how you find Bob. Bob's your uncle. So you have to be facing west to be able to find Bob. And the achievement didn't actually come up at first, I had to do it separately. And we're back to the Thunk, which is south, which is the way home. Perfect. And you can't see anything else out there. But that's how you do the mechanical age. Now we just need to plug in the puzzle pieces. And can I remember what it was? It was that one. That one. Spiky sun and a half circle. And voila, we're done. And that's the mechanical age. Hooray! Mechanical. Found a way back from mechanical. Alright, so that's all of the ages. Page... why can't I click on this? There we go. 158. Am I going backwards here? What's going on? That one. Which again you can memorize unless you're on random, which case you can't because it's random. And finally the last piece of the puzzle where all the last pages are. If you come in here, you need page 158 of the book, but in the classic mode, it's like a little bat symbol, but then you go directly down and then you have to go across like that shape. And in this corner, you fill in all of them except for that one, and then that one corner piece. And then you have these 8 and one in the middle. Firecracker solved the fireplace puzzle, and I am actually going to pinch both of these, and then to get out you just change any of them so that it's incorrect and it'll open it up for you.
Ah, my friend, you've returned.
Yep.
And the page. Did you bring the page?
Yep.
You've done the right thing.
Yep.
I have a difficult choice to make. My sons have betrayed me. I know what I must do. I shall return shortly.
Know it all. Achieve the good ending without inserting a single red or blue page.
It is done.
Damn it. Helps if you unmute. So, we'll be playing random because a few of the achievements are actually in the random
destroyed as I planned.
puzzles.
It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse.
Yeah, we've seen this already.
I've tried to
Pretty.
speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are
So
unsettling.
am I actually in a book myself at the
I know
moment?
my apprehensions might never be allayed.
How
and
did
so
I get here?
close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Okay. So, a few theories. It would seem that the boys trapped the father, Atrus, is it? I can never remember his name. Atrus in a book and ripped out one of the pages of his linking book. So I guess he didn't know that the page was missing until he went to Dunny and then tried to actually get the page, get the book to get out. But they stole the page from his Myst linking book and hid it in one of these things, and that's the note that you find. I don't know if I've actually done that yet in this particular video, but spoilers. But after they stole the page, they then set a trap using his wife and their mother as bait, and she's being held somewhere else, but I'm not sure where she's being held yet. There was mention of it towards the end. What? And so Atrus had written previously the red and blue books, one promising great wealth and the other one promising great combat power, I think. And the boys were lusting after these books, wanting to get them, but of course Atrus said no, you're not having them, because he knew that they were traps, but they didn't know that they were traps. So basically, the boys trapped the father in Dunny in the book. Catherine's being held somewhere else, I don't know where she's being held. And then after Atrus was trapped in Dunny in the book, they then must have found the blue and red books. Although I don't know how the blue and red books got to be sitting here with a page next to them. But other than that, I have kind of figured out how they actually got each other trapped, because it didn't quite make sense, but I think that's sort of the gist of it. Alright, let's do that. The other thing I need to do is delete all of my photos so that I don't get confused, because I'm on random, so it's going to be random, oddly enough. And then I need to click on that. So, I've been recording this for a while now. I've also been recording Grounded, so look forward to some Grounded, but I don't really want to release the videos until I've actually finished the game, because I've been trying to play this game for so long now. And I want to make sure I actually get Grounded finished before I start putting the videos out, because I've got so many half playthroughs of it already. But in other news, at the moment when I'm recording this and part of the grounded videos, I got bitten by a snake. Because, you know, Australia. I tried to pick it up. It didn't like it. Actually, the full story, if you go on a little tangent, which you're probably going to hear again if you watch Grounded. My cat brought in this little snake and was playing with it. And I'm like, well, I can't just leave it in the house. So I actually was watching it for a little while and I realised that she'd been picking it up and carrying it and it wasn't biting her, which was a bit of a stupid conclusion to be fair, but I thought, well, if it's not biting her, maybe I can get away with actually picking it up. So I picked it up by the tail, carried it outside, put it outside, totally fine. Nothing was wrong, it was all good. A few minutes later, she brings it back in again. And I'm like, really? And so I catch the snake again, take it back outside, tried to put it in a tree, didn't want to be in the tree, it kept trying to go down on the ground. And so I eventually let it go onto the ground, it slithered off and, you know, didn't see it again. Then a day or two later, she brings it back in the house again, and she's playing with the poor little thing. And so I'm like, alright, I've done this twice before now, it was fine. Next time I wanted to take a photo of it. And that's where the problem started. So I picked it up, I had it in my hand, it was fine, but it was facing away from me trying to escape. And then I'm like, I really want to take a photo, so I tried to turn it around to face me, and as soon as we made eye contact, that's when the poor snake panicked, and it swung around and bit my thumb. And I actually took a photo of it after it bit my thumb, but before it had started bleeding, because I'm just thinking it's like a python or something. I didn't think it was a dangerous snake. But after I released it, you know, I carefully let it go and it disappeared down into the drain that's outside, you know, where it would be safe from the cats. And I realised that my thumb was actually starting to get numb, and if I moved my thumb, it would end up getting really painful, and the numbness was travelling up my arm, because snake venom travels up the lymphatic system, not through the blood. So I'm like, okay, this is actually a venomous snake. Maybe I should do something about this. So I started researching, as you do when you're a millennial. You just automatically start researching things on Google. And I came to a tentative conclusion that it may actually be an eastern brown snake, which are very common in Australia, particularly where I live. But they're like the third most venomous snake in the world, and if it had been one of those, I'd probably be dead or extremely ill right now. But fortunately it wasn't one of those. So anyway, I was thinking, okay, my hand is going numb, clearly it's a venomous snake, I should probably go to the hospital. So, like an idiot, I got my car keys, got in the car, and was going to drive myself to hospital, and my car was flat, which was a good thing, because when you get bitten by a snake, you do not drive yourself. But anyway, I came back inside, I called the ambulance, I talked to them, they told me to put a bandage on it, I tried to put a bandage on it, and then the ambos turned up pretty quickly. Actually quite quickly, because I'd told them that it was an eastern brown, so it was quite urgent, but I mean, any snake bite they're going to take seriously. The medical people, they have to prepare for the worst case scenario. So they took the bandage off, had a look at it, put a proper snake bandage on there, and they put the bandage on way too tight. It was really sore and painful. My hand completely swelled up like a balloon. It was massive. My fingers turned purple, I was getting pins and needles and all that kind of stuff. So by the time I got to the hospital, which was about half an hour away, because they took me to the big hospital, there's a whole team of people ready and waiting because, you know, snake bite. And they ended up that one of the nurses, on the instruction of the doctor, under the observation of the doctor, did actually remove part of the bandage and sort of loosen it a bit just so that my hand wouldn't fall off. And so they did a blood test and they found that it wasn't particularly venomous. It turns out it was just a little, it's called a whip snake. It's like a yellow-faced whip snake. It's just a small little snake. It's sort of the thickness of my finger, about the length of my arm. And they're not considered to be dangerous to humans. So, turned out that was all fine, but because they wrapped my arm up as tight as they did, I ended up with a whole lot of compression damage. So I've actually had a really sore arm because of the bandage. Wait, what do I need again? Am I getting 25 or 29? 25, isn't it? Yeah, okay. 25 I need. No. 5. No, that's a 9, isn't it? Yeah, so if I can find 14, that would work. 22. There we go, perfect. So those are different each time when you're playing on random. But anyway, so yeah, I spent the day in hospital. It turned out that the snake wasn't very venomous, so I was actually quite lucky. But I've ended up with a really sore arm now because of this stupid compression bandage, which, to be fair, you do actually need to have fairly good compression on. You need to immobilize the limb. You need to put a bandage on reasonably tight. I need to take a photo. There we go. And while I'm here, let's go to page 158. So yeah, you need to put a bandage on fairly tight and then start from the bite site, like mine was on my thumb, so they start with the hand and wind the bandage up the arm towards the body. But they did it too tight. So I'm still kind of injured. I'm struggling to use my hand. It is gradually getting better, thankfully. I have to keep it cool. I'm supposed to put ice on it, but because my fridge is broken at the moment, I don't have any ice. Okay, that's all I need from there. Out. So if I'm ouching every now and again, that's why. Because my whole wrist is just painful at the moment. My whole arm. I'm fine, like I'll be fine. And as for the snake, I sort of thought if I saw it again, I probably would try to catch it again because I don't want to leave it in the house. And it's not particularly venomous or dangerous. And I can report that they did bring it back in again, and I did actually manage to pick it up. I tried using tongs to try and keep my hands out of the way because I'm like, I can already barely use my hand. I don't really want to... Oops. I don't really want to injure the other one. That's way too high, isn't it? Hang on, I've got to concentrate on this for a tick. Yeah, way too high. Now I can't remember. Is that it? Yes. So I tried to use tongs, but I kept dropping the poor thing. First of all, I tried to pick it up again very carefully, of course, because I do not want to get bitten again, especially when I barely use my arm as it is. And of course I had a tetanus shot in the other arm, so both of my arms have been really sore. But the cat kept smacking it out of my hand again, and she was making it really angry and aggravated. And I'm like, the last thing I need is a very angry snake that I'm trying to pick up. So I tried to use tongs, and again she kept smacking it out of my hand, and I kept dropping the poor little thing. So in the end I'm like, I just got to pick it up. So I picked it up by its tail and then used the tongs to try and keep the head away from me. But again, it was fine. It just wanted to get out of there. It wasn't trying to attack. Is that the one? So, yeah, poor little snake. But it's fine. I managed to put it outside and put it in the drain where it would be safe from the cat. I'm sure I'll see it again. Poor little thing. Is that right? I don't think that's right. Is it right? No, it's not right. Too low. There we go. So my arm's all bandaged up again at the moment just to try and give it some support. Okay, and then next we have that one. F. Ow. Okay, hopefully that's right. If you do this first time, you get an achievement. I think I've already got the achievement. Haha! Hey, take your time and you'll get there fine. That rhymed. Lol. So yeah, I'm sore, but at least the snake is fine and I'm fine. Like I said, if it had been a more dangerous snake, then I would have been in a lot worse shape. But I was lucky. Tell you what, I did learn a few things about the snakes though. I was always taught that they're usually reluctant to bite, and if they do bite then they don't usually inject venom the first time around because they're just trying to get you off. They don't want to try and eat you. Not true. That one did inject venom and it was ouchy. Mind you, it was mostly numbing rather than painful. It pained if I moved. Like if I moved my thumb, my whole hand hurt. Particularly around the thumb. And I think it did actually bite me twice, but the second one wasn't venomous because it was pretty quick succession. Yoink. So, yeah, that's my snake story, and I've been going on about it ever since. But, I mean, wouldn't you if you'd been bitten by a snake? You had a story to tell. The funny thing was, I had a Canadian doctor. I think she was fairly new in the country. But she was so excited because it was her first snake bite. And I think I was sort of a little bit of a novelty for everybody because we don't actually get that many snake bites. They're not actually that common. And most people are smart enough to not try to pick them up by hand. But I mean, my cat brought it in. What was I supposed to do with it? So, yeah. And of course I absolutely did it again, but I didn't get bitten again. I've only been bitten once out of 4 times, so that's not too bad. And I do kind of think that it was my fault that I got bitten because I was trying to turn it around. I know one of the first times that I caught it, I lifted it up so that I could look at its head, and as soon as we made eye contact, I saw it sort of freeze and panic. But I lowered it back down again so it was fine. It knew I wasn't actively attacking it. But because this time I was trying to take a picture of it, did I get all of them? Because I was actively trying to take a picture of it, it thought I was trying to eat it, I think, and it panicked. So I do kind of hold myself responsible for being bitten in the first place. I got a bit too relaxed with it. Okay, so this puzzle, you have to line them up with the correct sounds, and you have to fine-tune it so that there's no static. This direction? I think they start in the same position each time, so... Get rid of the static. Not that one. That one. There we go, get rid of the static. And then this one's just above the last one that I did. Spin around to face this way, not that one. Up in here, it's hard to see. Nope. Okay, once they're all locked in, crystal, fire, water, clock, air. Crystal, fire, water. Clock is still not zoned in properly, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't care. All you need is the sequence in which you need to put them in. That made sense. So yes, don't play with snakes. And if you do play with snakes, be prepared to be bitten by them. That's the other thing too, is I actually didn't need to get the anti-venom, which is really good, because if I did need to get the anti-venom, I couldn't get it again. Because if you get it twice, the chance of you going into anaphylactic shock is significantly higher. And pretty much you're doomed. I don't know if it's quite that drastic, but it is pretty serious. Okay, so crystal first. Crystal, fire, oops, fire, I think that's fire, then I need water, oop, then I need clock, that's a train. Where's the clock? Ow, my hand. That's the clock. And then air, I think, is the last one. Haha! Perfect. So sound is very important in this game. Tell you the other thing I have in my house all the time is these great big wolf spiders. And they are considered dangerous but not lethal, which again, living in Australia, we have a lot of lethal creatures here. And I get them in the house, and I had one in the sink the other day and it jump scared me, and I did rescue it, but I did not use my hand. I haven't been that stupid yet. But I just grabbed a giant cooking fork thing and just fished it out, and it ran away. It was fine. Okay, now I probably just killed the sound. So, to solve this whole railway labyrinth, this is the one part of Myst that I do have a little cheat sheet for. And what you have to do is you listen for the sound. So that ding means it's north. So we have to go north. So we have to go north again. I haven't quite memorized the sounds and the directions, but they're the same for each puzzle, so... North again. This is turning out to be quite easy. Okay, I call that the spider sound because it reminds me of Minecraft. But you could call it a chipmunk if you prefer. Sort of like a little creature. Chatter means west. So that means west. So ding is north, chatter is west. West again. West again. I think there's like 15 jumps, and I'm guessing we're about halfway if we're at the windy thing. I haven't actually measured that specifically, but there's about 15 stops that you have to go through. And of course you change direction when you're going this way. But the sound is still the same, and we want to go north, so we're literally just going straight ahead in this particular run. And then you have the Thunk is south, going north again. And then there's the sort of like an air sound, I could sort of call it steam because it reminds me of the air brakes in a truck, is east. We will hear the sounds. I mean, you've probably heard them 1,000 times. I've possibly already explained this, but because I'm recording it at a separate time, I'm sort of redoing things a bit. Aha, that's the steam sound. So that one we need to go east, which is straight ahead again. But to me, it just sort of sounds like the air brakes on a truck or some like steam being released from a valve. Okay, so that time we had a ding and the steam sound, which means we need to go northeast. So the two sounds means that you're going in two directions. Now watch me get this wrong. Northeast again. This is really straightforward. And also this is the final piece. And that's how you get never lost. If you know the sounds, then it tells you which direction you need to go. It's actually really easy. But you get that achievement when you complete this puzzle without ever going backwards in a randomized map. It doesn't work in just the normal classic map. But yeah, that's how you get that one. Nice and easy. And we're finished with this world. Doesn't this look cool? It looks so cool. I love it. Love it, love it. Pretty. It's amazing. There we go. Good. Okay, and that is what's the name of it? It's like Selenitic or something, Selenitis or something. I forget the name of the actual thing. The rest of them have got easy names, but that one I'm just like, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just me being an idiot, but still. Okay, what's next? Let's do this one next. This one's going to take some time and concentration. Alright, so what are the times and dates that I need to put in here? Not you. November 23rd, 9791, 6:57 PM. So 1857. I think these are all the same, so you could potentially learn the different times and things, but I haven't quite done that yet. Was it 97, 91? I think it was 97, 91. And that was the 23rd and November. Is that right? Usually if you get it wrong, it won't show you any constellations, I think. That is the Beetle. So then, the next one is July 13, 2305 at 10:56 AM. There we go. Why did that go black? Strange. That is the arrow. And finally, we have August 7, 7352 at 8:15 p.m. There we go. And that is the eye. Alright. Oh, I didn't even close the door. Maybe that's why it was burned in, because I didn't close the door. Oops. Now, you're the bird. What are you again? You're the cross? Yeah. You are the leaf. I think I need the arrow, which is that one. Then I need... not you. The bug, I think, is this one. And then I need the eye. That's the snake. But up close and personal with a snake. There we go. Perfect. So now Stoneship is open. But while I'm here, let's do these other puzzles. Ow, my wrist. What have we got? 7, 10, 3, 2, 3. 7, 10. Doesn't matter if it's AM or PM. 7, 10. What now? Oh. I had the hour hand and the minute hand the wrong way around. Mouse, can you stop? I need to get an actual mouse pad. Because I've got like a wooden desk, and so the different colours in the green muck up my mouse every now and again. Okay. That's my excuse anyway. Actually, while that's coming up, let's run in here and do this one as well. And this one is... what now? 323. Already done that one. What are you? 141. It's with all the symmetrical. Apparently it's an easy game this time. 141. Boop. Turn that on. And then I'll let that load while I go over here and complete this puzzle. I need 323, don't I? Turn you on. And boopity boop that. And don't get too close to the door, otherwise it randomly stops halfway down and then you wonder why. Okay, so let's pull you. Pull you. So you want it, if you're using this lever, you want it so that the number that you're looking for is right here, because you're going to pull it and hold it. And that's how you do it. If you hold it down, it does just the middle one. And it works with both of them. This one does the bottom two first of all, and then it does the middle one. That one does the top two first of all. And that one resets everything. Just so that I sound like I'm smart. Alright, let's go to Channelwood. Still not entirely certain how you're supposed to do this. So you can catch that on the way up, and you get an achievement for going all the way to the top. But when you press this button, it lowers you back down to that base level, and then it starts sending you up again, so you have to jump out and go and turn it off and all that stuff. It seems to be that this is how it works. You just have to turn it on and then turn it off and run and jump in. Which is a little wonky, but hey, whatever. Now this level's pretty straightforward. It doesn't really change at all. You just have a lot of toing and froing and up and down and round and so on and so forth. This one's kind of a little bit isolated. because the mechanical age, which I'll probably end up doing last, does have the same sound cues. Okay, I want you facing that way. I need you facing that way, yes. I need you facing that way, good. I need you going that way, good. And then I need you going that direction. And then I need to actually turn the water on. Look at the little frog. So cute. I can't crouch, so I can't get any closer than that, but frog. And it's gone. And that was the story of the frog. Okay, turn this on. Run back down. Actually, you know what? While I'm here, I'm actually going to go turn this on. That'll lift that bridge up. There's the bridge. And then I'm going to switch you back to that direction. No, I'm not. Cancel that. I need to switch this one back to... if I can get it. This direction. And we're going this way. Good. Okay. Close the door and up we go. Ow, my wrist. And you can leave the door open, but I'm gonna close it because, you know, professional. Not like anybody lives here, but still. I mean, technically the lift can't move if the door is open, so if somebody else comes along, they're not going to be able to call the lift down to be able to get up there, so I'm just going to close it anyway. I went the wrong way. I need to go into the middle. So again, this puzzle is completely the same. And I'm going to boop that. And that opens that door, which you cannot go back down the lift to go and get it because the door at the bottom of the spiral is locked closed, and so you have to open it from this side. I learned that the hard way. I mean, it's obvious, and anybody who doesn't understand that is an idiot. Okay, so I have to go all the way down here now. I think I was telling a snake story of when I encountered the snake last time I came down here, but I don't think I'd been bitten by it yet. I've absolutely been bitten by it since then. But hey, honestly the snake bite wasn't that bad. I mean, my thumb did go numb and it was a bit ouchy when I moved it. But more trouble came from the bandage being too tight. It was literally a situation of the cure being worse than the disease. So that's what I'm sort of dealing with. And then of course my cat decided to bring the snake back inside again. I don't know if it was exactly the same snake, but it was the same kind of snake if it wasn't exactly the same one. I'm assuming it was the same one. But, and so then I'm like watching her play with this poor thing, thinking how am I going to get it out of here? Because my right arm is still really injured and I can barely even close my fist, let alone pick up a snake. And I don't want to get bitten on my left hand because then I won't be able to use either hand. But fortunately we did manage to get it picked up and it was fine. Okay, so I'll take a photo of this, but you don't really need to worry about it. It does tell you... Okay, it doesn't actually tell you which one specifically, but sometimes that page will actually tell you which switch you need to turn on. So if you're playing classical mode, to get the final page, you have to turn all of the marker switches, which is the lever, and that lights it up on the board where you can rotate the thing around and get the key. Hello! Achenar. Ha to you too. Jabba the Hutt sounding thing. Anyway, to get the final page, you need to turn all of the markers on, and then you have one specific one that you have to turn off that holds the page. And in the classic one, it's down by the dock, but in the random one, it can be any of them. But literally, all you need to do is just turn them all on and then turn them all off again until you find the one that actually works. Let's close this and go back down. Ouchie, my hand. Okay. So, this whole game is a lot quicker and easier when you understand the puzzles. Especially that, the maze one in the rocket ship. When I literally mapped out the entire thing and recorded each sound at each location, and again mapped out the entire path, every possible way you could go, and there is literally only one way that you can go. But as I was sort of reviewing it, I realised that the sounds actually correlated with which direction you needed to go, and that made so much more sense. When I was trying to do it the first time round, I was doing all sorts of weird things. I don't need to call it down, it's already here. Oh, I didn't actually... too busy talking and not focusing enough. I need to do this first. There we go. Now we have water here. Now I can use this lift. Great. And that's Channelwood. But I think I'm almost finished the achievements in the actual world, potentially. Wow, wow. So I'm gonna have to wait until my cat comes in and closes the door. It's still outside at the moment, it's getting dark. Okay, so what do I need to do next? I've done Channelwood, I've opened the mechanical age, I've got the ship up. I think I've pretty much done all of that. Let's do this one. I'll tell you what, this one was a headache and a half. But again, I kind of understand how to do the puzzle in this one. It is a little bit hard trying to translate it, but I'll explain as we do it. Be keen to start Ribbon too, which is the next one in the sequel. I think there's like 3 or 4 of them, maybe even 5, not sure. Oops, I forgot, I need to go over to this thing first. Okay, so speedrunning this one. I mean, not actually speedrunning, but you know, as far as me playing it is. Go to the far right, drain it, go all the way over to the lighthouse, run all the way down to the bottom, And then I want to empty it out. And when it's empty, very importantly, you have to close it again, because if you don't close it again, it doesn't work. Learned that the hard way. I mean, it's obvious and any idiot wouldn't know that. Oops. Trying to jump again. Don't need to jump, can't jump. And then I want to go to the rooms next, so I'll put it on the middle one. And that will re-flood the lighthouse and it will empty the 2 rooms down there. I tried to jump again. Like trying to explain how to do the puzzles and completely mucking up basic controls. Then this key reaches into that box, and then that key reaches into that lock. And then I'm probably doing this in the wrong order. I should have gone up to the spyglass first, but hopefully we'll have enough time to get in there. Okay, if I fully power it up... Ow. So, what I needed to have done is gone up to the spyglass first, because I need to know what position the lighthouse is in. If you read the story, it talks about blinking lights. And then, of course, we have the blinking light here. I think this is how it works, so it's actually due north, which is perfect. The puzzles in this playthrough have been so super easy. I can barely believe how easy it's been. It's like all straightforward stuff. I mean, I'm not really complaining, but I mean, I'm also trying to show that I'm intelligent and know how to do the puzzles and all that stuff. Okay, so north. Got it first time. It's that easy. Okay, let's run and get the pages, because why not? Oop. Achenar? Game's a lot quicker when you know the secrets. Now, there's also 3 drawers here. At first I thought there was 1, then I thought there was only 2. Not you. So apparently there are actually 3 drawers here, and the blue page is not in any of them. Oh, it's on the bed. Lol. Alright. So I've got everything I need. So with this puzzle, you have to go up to the spyglass and work out where the lighthouse is, as in on the compass. So the spyglass tells you the direction of the compass, but it is really complicated trying to translate that into the actual device downstairs. And I tend to think that it probably focuses more on the actual northeast, southwest, and then like one of the points of the compass rather than the in-between. Hang on, let me show you so that I can actually make sense of what I'm saying. Whoops. So just to explain it a bit more coherently, you come up to the spyglass, you find the lighthouse, and you work out what number that's on, and it just so happened to be due north, so it was very easy. And then when the power is on, you have to run down here to one of these. You can go either side, it doesn't matter. But you have to run down here to... where is it? This thing? Get into this room. And then I think it does actually correlate to one of these spikes. So if you're playing classical mode, you come to the south one, and it's the red one. So it's actually this one in classical mode. But just trying to find the translation of what degree and what button to press is really complicated, but I'd recommend sticking to like the actual spokes when you're trying to figure it out. Hopefully that makes sense. Took me a while to figure it out. I think I might have even had to look it up at some stage, but even the answer that I found made no sense. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works, and that is what I've been following ever since, and it does seem to be the correct thing. Because I've done this a few times now, doing various playthroughs and trying to get all of the achievements and all the stuff. And that does seem to work. Of course, it's very easy when it gives you just due north. It's when it's like 135, which is, I think, the classic answer, which is again that the red one next to south on the right hand side of due south. So yes, I think the first time I did it I was trying to brute force it and it just was not working at all. Okay, so that's all of that. Now I need to go to the mechanical age, which is the other one that uses the sound cues. So again, the ding is north, the steam or air sound is east, the thunk is south, and then the chattery sound is west. And again, I understand the puzzles in this one so much better now, and it makes so much more sense. I'll explain how it works and how I was misinterpreting it in the first playthrough that I did. Okay, so we are trying to find the solution to this, and there's two of them over there on that one, and then there's two of them directly opposite. But to get over there we need to be able to rotate this entire thing. In the meantime, there is a head in here. Don't ask me why. Also, flashing light warning. Yeah. Okay, flashing light ending. But that's Achenar's thing. He's very much into poison and weapons and all of that stuff. And then... wait. Boop. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. Then we have Sirrus's thing. All you need is this button that's hidden in the chessboard. And we have the red page in here. Don't think I can actually open any of that. Okay, now this thing in the middle. We have to go down the stairs first of all and line this up. And this is where I was getting really confused before. I thought that it was going really slow, so I was like standing here waiting for ages trying to catch it. And it turns out that I was just going around and around and around in circles. It's really quick. Okay, so that's east, which is one of the ones we need. And you can just pull the power lever and it'll tell you the sounds so you know whether you've gone to a different part or not. Actually really easy. So we don't need to go west, which is the chatter, or the spider as I call it, but you know, the chattery sound. And then the thunk is when we are back to the beginning again. But anyway, in the meantime, let's go take a picture of this over here. And the other thing too is it actually rotates counterclockwise or anti-clockwise. So be aware of that if you're trying to map it out. Alright. Is there anything else around here? Never really explored it that much. Why so focused on getting what I need to do done? Can't go down there or anything. I can't jump. And so the other thing I noticed is it's very oily down there. Okay, moving on. Can't clicky on that or anything. Is that a two-headed woman? She's a bit naked, so I'm going to move on and pretend I didn't see it. Okay, so now we have the solution. Again, is there anything else around here of interest? Don't mind the random pictures that I'm taking. Circle, streamer. What do we got? Plus, circle. Wait, 2 circles? Circle, circle, streamer. Alright. And that's how you do this age. The mechanical age. And then it's 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, space 1. Good. After all that effort, achieved one of the brothers' endings while on a randomized playthrough.
I'm free!
Okay, bad ending.
Who the devil are you? Don't come in at Dunny, not yet. Oh, I am...
Too late, coming in. Hello.
Ah, my friend, you've returned. We meet face to face. And the page, did you bring the page? You didn't bring the page. You didn't bring the page. What kind of fool are you? Did you not take my warning seriously? Welcome to Dunny. You and I will live here forever.
Roommates achieved the bad ending with Atrus. Okay, Channelwood. So the red page is in this drawer in classical mode. It could be on top, it could be over on any of these surfaces. In Sirrus's hut. Okay, and then we have the rocket age or Selenitic. Stoneship. Okay, Stoneship red page. So in classic mode the red page is there, but it could be in one of the drawers or it could be on the bed. Particularly this drawer, there's a space for it. This is Sirrus's room. And then we have the mechanical age. Okay, so the red page in the mechanical age. We go to Sirrus's room, and in this chessboard, voila. And the red page will be somewhere in this room. So, once you have all of the pages, we can go talk to the brothers. Alright, so we have all of the red pages. Let's take a look at Sirrus's story. Right, have a page. Hello? Hello? Hello?
You must help me. Bring me a red page.
Uh-huh.
I can't see. Need a red page. You must. Please bring it. Beg of you, bring page. Help me. I am Sirrus. Given up long ago. There's one thing I need to be rescued.
Uh-huh. Something about a red page? Well, I do so happen to have a few red pages. Would you like another one? So greedy. You guess that's a gemstone?
You've returned. Thank you for bringing the red page. You must continue to help me. My name is Sirrus. Release me. I beg you to find your name. You must release me, for I need
He does have a certain kind of charm. It's kind of
release me
cute.
from this book, which has become. Bring me the red page. I need more red pages, please. Beg. Don't waste time. Look. Don't. My brother. My brother is guilty. And I, wrongfully imprisoned.
No way. Really?
Bring the red page to me.
Oh, don't worry, I got all of them. Hello? Sirrus? Do you want another page?
Have returned.
I have.
Additional page.
Yep.
From my prison on this forgotten island of Myst.
Uh-huh.
I see that you are.
I am what?
I am called Sirrus.
Hello.
I need all the red pages. I must search. Bring me
I found him.
2 more of the red
Two more, you say?
released. I promise.
Uh-huh.
Don't touch the blue pages.
Okay.
It's where my brother, wicked brother, Achenar.
Okay.
He is a man of distorted mind and senses.
Uh-huh.
He disgusts me.
Yep. Fair enough.
Do not release me.
Okay.
Thirst for destruction is not.
It's not what? Reasonable? Never ending.
Bring the red paint. I beg you, please, release me from this prison. I promise you will be greatly rewarded.
Greatly rewarded, you say?
You must
I'm
help
listening.
me. I beg you to help me.
Get a reward, eh? Alright. Have another page. I want my reward. Gimme.
Each page I can see you more clearly.
Uh-huh.
Soon, I will be free from this horrid prison, this book. You must visit the one remaining age which you have not.
Actually, I have. I've already been there.
That clear to you that my brother Achenar is demented. He is guilty.
I see.
He took advantage of the freedom our father had given us long. Achenar began to gain a twisted pleasure, conquest and destruction.
Right.
I ask you again,
I'm listening.
do not retrieve the blue pages.
Okay.
He will destroy both myself and you, just as he destroyed the other ages of Myst.
I see.
I never will escape.
Never?
To
Well,
reason,
maybe I can
you
help.
must simply bring the red page.
Sure.
And I will tell you the story that
Story.
your wisdom
I like stories.
will see that I am innocent and he is guilty.
You are kind of cute. Is there a
This
Mrs.
forgotten
Sirrus?
island long.
Just not gonna answer
I
that.
will owe you my life, and you will be greatly rewarded.
I like the sound of that. Alright, have another page. As soon as you're free, we can hang out together.
You finally returned.
Uh-huh.
I owe you a debt of gratitude, for you have nearly released me. My name is Sirrus. I
Hello.
trust that from your explorations, you've become convinced that my wicked brother Achenar is guilty.
Yeah.
And I'm innocent. It is I
Sure.
who am wrongly imprisoned here,
Of course.
imprisoned by my father.
Your father, I thought he was
I
dead.
know who you are, or how you came to this island, but I assume you must at least know
I
something
have no
of the
idea
books.
either.
It was father who was a master of the books. He wrote hundreds of them, all
Interesting.
describing and linking to the fantastic places and ages which he had discovered. The
Cool.
room in which you now stand was our father's library. It was here in this room, on this island named Myst, that he housed most of these books. But such a waste.
Yeah.
By now, you have surely discovered that Achenar has burnt and mutilated most of these books.
Yeah. Don't know.
Our father was always watchful of our exploration. We grew up under his strict supervision. But when we came of age, he gave us unbridled access to the Myst books. He began to leave our adventures more and more unchecked. Unsupervised as we were, my brother began to become disturbed. He began to take more from the Myst ages than he had given. Soon he gained a twisted pleasure from the conquest and destruction of the other ages. It
Terrible.
was horrific.
I'll bet.
His thirst for destruction. But
Yeah.
alas, even I discovered his insanity too late. He had completely
Don't feel
destroyed
too bad,
all the
man.
Myst ages but 4. I wasted no time. In warning my father, I thought he would recognize Achenar's guilt. But in a fit of rage, he imprisoned both my brother and myself within the pages of these books,
What?
designed to hold us until he could judge which of us was guilty. To
Okay.
discover the truth, our father embarked on one final journey. However, he has never returned. I can only
Really?
assume that he perished along the way, leaving me,
Damn.
an innocent victim, trapped forever.
I'm sorry, Sirrus.
But now, you are here to release me.
I am.
Listen carefully.
Uh-huh.
You must find one more page, and I will be forever free.
You got it.
There is a book on the shelves in this library, which is mostly burned, but has a few pages still intact. It is the last book on the middle shelf. Find it. This book is filled with a variety of patterns. Find pattern 158.
158.
Recreate
Got it.
the door of the fireplace.
I actually already did that.
This will bring you to the last red page.
Uh-huh.
Bring that page to me, and I will finally be released,
You got it.
able to reward you.
Woohoo! Friend.
Ignore the blue page.
Absolutely.
Page finishes my brother's book.
Uh-huh.
It chills me to even think what would happen if you were to release him.
I have to agree.
There is another warning. Where the
Okay.
red and blue pages reside, also resides a green book. If you touch the green book, you also will be in prison forever.
Right.
Our father gave us this same warning long ago. I suggest you follow his advice.
Okay.
Go now. Soon we will meet face to face.
Absolutely. I'm coming, Sirrus. You'll be free and we can be best friends. Right? We can rule the world together.
Yes,
Sirrus?
yes. I'm free. Oh, thank you, my friend. Dear
Problem?
friend, you've done the right thing.
Slight problem.
Stupid fool.
What? Sirrus!
It looks
Buddy,
like
we're
perhaps
friends.
you're in the book now.
Mate.
And what have we here? A page.
What? Hey! Hold on now.
Oh no.
Sirrus?
I hope you enjoy your new home as much as I enjoyed it.
Excuse me? But you said...
I can't see you. You're getting less clear. I hope you're into books.
What a jerk. That's the last time I trust you, buddy.
The library looks much the same as I left it. Oh, Achenar. Oh.
Hey! Your award stinks.
Goodbye.
Rude. You know, he could have been cool, but I changed my mind. He's not. Leaving me trapped in here. How very dare he. Wait, I recognize that ground. In Channelwood? And the blue page is somewhere in Achenar's hut in Channelwood. Great view. Selenitic blue page. blue page in Stoneship. We have the blue page, and it can be in any 6 of these drawers. It can be over here, or it could be on the bed. But it'll be somewhere in Achenar's room. And the blue page in the mechanical age will be in Achenar's room. Most likely in here somewhere, maybe over here. Stack Overflow, fill up the shelf space of a page type. So, Sirrus turned out to be an absolute jerk. Maybe Achenar is better. Hello?
Sirrus?
Nope, he's still in the book, and he's gonna stay there. Hello.
I see you.
I didn't do it.
Can you help me?
You need help?
Bring me pages.
Okay.
Forever and ever.
What?
Pages.
I have the blue pages.
Have the blue pages.
Oh, I got some. Will you be my friend?
To me.
Well, he did say please. Maybe he is better than the other guy. Here you go. Have another one. Likes power of combat.
Returned.
I have.
Returned.
Nope, I'm here. I didn't leave.
To rescue me.
Yep. Friend?
I'm Achenar.
Achenar.
Don't be my brother. I beg you.
What about your brother? That guy seems like a jerk.
Maybe complete.
I didn't get that. What?
Don't. Always blue pages.
Don't always...
Listen to him. Listen to my brother. Egotistical fool and a liar.
Yeah, that's true.
Bring me the blue pages.
Okay,
No, the red ones. Don't bring the red ones.
okay.
Earnestly implore you.
Uh-huh.
Wrongfully imprisoned. You must believe me.
Sure. Give you the benefit of the doubt.
My retribution.
Wait, what?
Bring me the blue pages. Blue pages, please.
Well, at least he says please. Alright.
You're back.
I haven't left. I'm still here.
Pages you brought for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I must have some more.
Sure.
I ask of you.
And I've been doing that.
Since my brother, Sirrus, wrongfully imprisoned me within this book. Stupid scheme.
Wait, Sirrus imprisoned you?
Pretty speech has been.
Yeah.
Greed which is endless. Be perfectly obvious to you.
Oh, absolutely. I would never fall for his lies.
Evil and has destroyed all but 4. Do not bring the red pages to him.
Wait, he destroyed the books?
I let him trick you. Tricked our father. Hideously murdered our father.
He did what now?
You. He'll murder you.
I'd believe it.
The red pages. To bring the blue pages.
Blue pages. Got it.
Listen, you must obey me.
What now? Hey, look, I'm willing to help, but I don't know about obeying.
My only hope. You must help me. You must help me.
Okay. You want help? Sure. Have a blue page. I'm here to help.
Oh, my friend.
Yay, friend.
Thank you for bringing the blue pages.
Uh-huh.
Listen. Convinced that Sirrus is guilty.
Yeah,
Do not release
absolutely. No,
Will
not releasing that
destroy
guy.
me. Just
Never.
the innocent bystander have been wrongfully tricked into imprisonment.
Really? Well, that's not fair, is it?
Confident you have observed his unbridled lust for riches.
Yeah.
For remaining worlds.
Yep. They're all safe and sound, don't worry.
Was almost perfect. A blow to father. He tricked him into believing that it was I who was the murderer.
Wait, who did you
Did
murder?
not murder father.
You didn't murder your father, but your father thinks you did? I'm confused.
A liar. A fool and a liar.
Yeah.
Be freed or then.
So who does your father think that you were...
Pages from the last
Murdering?
page of Myst. I must be freed. You must free me.
I'm trying, dude. It takes time.
For eternity. Free me. Blue pages.
Okay. Well, I do have some more. Hello.
I'm Achenar. I'm glad to see that you have returned to help me escape from my wrongful imprisonment. It was Sirrus who did this to me. Sirrus, my wicked brother. Do not listen to him. I warn you. I warn you again. He is a liar.
Yeah.
Do not be
Figured that
persuaded
out.
by his evil lies.
Oh,
Do
no.
not release him.
Not
He
fooling me.
killed my
Again.
father. He will kill you. It began when my brother Sirrus began to lust for riches. He
Yeah.
stole from the ages of Myst. He hoarded up riches for himself. While father slept away his watchfulness. My sick brother secretly pronounced himself king. King of the ages of Myst, he said.
Really?
Look upon me
Not
as
surprised.
God, his lowly brother. I hated him. And then Sirrus began to destroy the ages of Myst. He burned their forests. He tore down their structures. He flooded their lands.
But why?
He murdered their inhabitants. He completely destroyed all but 4 of the ages. Of course, I had to warn my father. But when I finally found him, there was Sirrus also talking cleverly.
Oh,
Lying
bet.
on the serpent.
Yeah.
He convinced father that it was I who had destroyed the ages. He convinced
I
father that it was
see.
I who was greedy for wealth and plunder. And as Sirrus dealt the final blow, he tricked father into believing that I was the murderer.
No way.
But Sirrus did not deal as fast a blow as he had planned, and his father died a slow death. He at last doubted my brother's clever lies. And so, in dying, father imprisoned us both. Unsure
How?
from which of us the blow had come. I swear to you,
Sounds
what I
rough.
say is the truth. Release me. You must release me. My brother is a deceitful liar and deserves punishment.
Yep,
I only wish
totally agree
vengeance
there.
for my dear father's wrongful murder. Believe me,
Vengeance? What are you gonna do?
only recover 1 additional page to release me from this prison.
Okay.
It is the easiest to find.
Okay.
Go to the bookshelf that's in this library. On the far side of the middle shelf, there's a burned book, which is different from the other burned books.
Okay.
This book is filled with patterns.
Uh-huh.
Find pattern 158.
I already have it, dude.
Mimic its design on the panel in the fireplace. Doing this will bring you to the last blue page.
Yep.
Remember,
Already
don't
got
take the red page. Take only the blue page.
You
and
got it.
Return it quickly to me.
Sure.
Oh, and do not touch the green book. It is
Okay.
a clever trap to imprison those who have not been warned.
Right.
Do not be tempted, for you will rot and die, imprisoned as I am.
Okay.
If you follow my instructions, it will be well worth your while. I promise you that.
You
Go.
don't seem the most stable, but sure. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I do happen to have another blue page right here. Wait, what's happening? Hello up there?
Oh, yes.
Little help?
I feel
Friend?
alive.
Help?
How do you feel, my friend?
Help?
Why
Friend?
are we here? Perhaps the pages you worked so hard for.
That's not helping, guy.
Oops.
It's okay, just put it back. We can work through this.
Perhaps you sing the world from my point of view. Oh, yes.
I'm trying to help you, buddy, but you're making it hard.
Oh. Sirrus. Sirrus.
These men are completely insane.
Maybe someone will rescue you someday.
Well, not if you're gonna rip all the pages out, dude. Come on now. You're free.
Yes. Yes.
Why are you wasting time ripping out more pages? Buddy, I thought we were
You
friends.
lose.
Rude. What a jerk. You know, I don't like either of those brothers. I'm blue, da ba dee da ba die. And then we have half of the story to get the final page. So this one is located in Sirrus's house in Channelwood, and you can see here it says to go to the dock, which in the random playthrough, when you randomize it, that will change. And this is the other half of the page. So this page is, or this piece of the page is found in Achenar's room in Stoneship Age, down by the dock. Actually, while I'm here, I have all of the markers turned on. In the classic puzzles, it'll always be this one, found the white page. But in Randomized, it can be any of them, so you just run around and pull all of them until it gives you the white page. And we got the good ending. Hello.
Ah, my friend, you've returned. And the page. Did you bring the page?
I did.
You've done the right thing. I have a difficult choice to make. My sons have betrayed me. I know what I must do. I shall return shortly.
I everything in its place. Achieved a good ending.
It is done. I have many questions for you, my friend, but my writing cannot wait. I fear that my long delay may have already had a catastrophic impact on the world in which my wife, Catherine, is now being held hostage. Oh, and a reward. I'm sorry, but all I have to offer you is the library on the island of Myst and the books that are contained there. Feel free to explore at your leisure. I hope you find your exploration satisfying. You'll no longer have my sons to deal with. Oh, and one more thing. I'm fighting a foe much greater than my sons could ever imagine. At some point in the future, I may find it necessary to request your assistance.
Sure.
Until that point, I'm afraid you'll enjoy the explorations from my life.
That's as soon as you can get out of there, by the way. Dunny, return to Myst Island from Dunny. Okay. New game. Okay. Classic. Running, walking, what? Running? Huh.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Fair enough. A lot of the times the ending has not been written. The authors often don't know how their own story ends. I guess there's some that plan it all out and have it all organised before they write it, but most people just write and let the story tell itself. Do. Come on, come on. Okay. Turn you on, come on. Go, go. Now, that needs to be on 240? 245? 240? 240. Come on, let me over. Come on. Right. Go, 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 go. I think I got them all, didn't I? I got you, good. Now I need to run back down here. Yoink. Okay. Let me in, get this down, and aha! Go, 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 go! wonder if I'm supposed to actually listen to him first. Speedy! Achieve the good ending within 2 minutes. Haha. Perfect. And I think that is all of the achievements. Hello, good sir.
Ah, my friend, you've returned.
I have
And
indeed.
the page. Did you bring the page?
I did indeed. There you go. Be free, my friend.
You've done the right thing. I have a difficult choice to make.
Yeah. It's rough. I mean, they both deserve to die, but they
My
are your
sons have
sons.
betrayed me. I know what I must do. I shall return shortly.
I'm sorry, man. Okay. Awkward. Gotta say, this prison is a lot nicer than what the brothers had, but then the brothers put themselves there. Whereas Atrus didn't deliberately put himself here, he was lured here. Can't believe they used their own mother as bait. Rotten sons. I'm sorry. For what it's worth.
It is done.
Yeah. You did the right thing, man.
I have many questions for you, my friend, but my writing cannot wait. I fear that my long delay may have already had a catastrophic impact on the world in which my wife, Catherine, is now being held hostage.
So she's still alive?
Oh, and a reward. I'm sorry, but all I have to offer you is the library on the island of Myst and the books that are contained there. Feel free to explore at your leisure.
Thanks, man.
I hope you find your exploration satisfying. You'll no longer have my
sure?
sons to deal with.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Oh,
Sheesh.
and one more thing.
Yes?
I'm fighting a foe much greater than my sons could ever imagine.
Uh-huh.
At some point in the future, I may find it necessary to request your assistance.
Okay.
Until that point, I'm afraid you'll enjoy the explorations from my library on Myst.
Okay.
Thank you.
Why does it sometimes look like you have buck teeth?
The book. You can use the Myst linking book to return to Myst.
Okay. You gonna be okay? Okay. Alright. So that is Myst 100% complete. It's a lot quicker when you know the solution to the puzzles. So to do that one I did play in classical mode and I just had to memorize 240 and the solution to this thing. But very, very fun game. Certainly a very enthralling game. They're very good at telling the story. Thought that was the sun setting, but I think it's just a light. You see that up there? But yeah, really fun game. Something that I'm quite happy to have 100% completed. Quite proud of myself, really. And that last one took a few attempts because you have to do it almost perfectly. But very good game. I love the storytelling. I love the build-up. I love the... There's a real sense of urgency and getting it complete and discovering what happened, but there's no real danger. Like, you don't have to fight things, you don't have to run away from things, it's literally just puzzle solving. But it's still a very compelling story. And some of the puzzles were a bit confusing at first, but now that I've really understood how they all work, most of it is actually really quite clever. The only one that I'll still complain about is that lighthouse compass one, because it's hard to figure out which button actually lines up. Except when it gives you like straight north. But again, if you follow the compass, I think you'd figure it out fairly easily. I've not had too much trouble since I understand how it works now. Because it does talk about flashing lights on the horizon and the lighthouse with the flashing lights, so you just have to figure out what degree the lighthouse is at. And the The rotating building and the underground maze makes so much more sense when you know how the sounds work and the different sounds for the different directions. And again, I do have a little tiny cheat sheet of just ding is north, the steam sound is east, the thunk is south, and the spider or the chatter is west. But I'm sure if I played it enough I'd memorize those as well. But yeah, very fun game. Brings back some nostalgia. I used to play these games years ago, although I'd forgotten most of it. But I do remember having to change the CD over for each world that you loaded. It was like a 5 CD set, and you had to switch it over when you went to the new world, which is I guess why it's a bit simplistic for today's standard, but I definitely look forward to playing Ribbon and the rest of them. I'm very intrigued by the story, and I really don't remember the story at all. So it's going to be a lot of fun actually going through them all again. But that will conclude the Myst series for this game for now. I mean, I've pretty much done everything. I've got all of the achievements, I've done all the story, I've got all the endings, I've done all the things. I've even figured out the puzzles. Hopefully I've actually explained the puzzles enough that it makes sense. It makes a lot more sense to me. I just don't know if I've translated that through to you. But yeah, highly recommend playing these games. Very fun games. And again, I guess there's some nostalgia. But I hope you enjoyed. So, remember, you are an amazing person. You have a unique light to shine into the world and no one can replace you. And try not to get consumed by greed or power hungriness, and don't get trapped in a book. Books are for adventure and exploring, not for being trapped within. But, stories aside, thank you for being here, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.